Sexual intercourse. What is the meaning of sexual intercourse? This is the definition. Sexual contact between individuals involving penetration, especially the insertion of a man's erect penis into a woman's vagina, typically culminating in orgasm and the ejaculation of semen. That is the meaning of sexual intercourse. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, the reason is because in our society today, there are all kinds of definitions now of sex. And we, as Christians, are supposed to believe that nonsense. I'm serious. We as Christians are supposed to believe that nonsense, because if we don't believe what the LGBTQAIOU and sometimes Y alphabet people, we are racist, we are bigots, and full of hate. If we don't believe what Hollywood tells us, we are racist, bigots, and full of hate. If we don't believe what The View tells us, we are racist, bigots, and full of hate. If we don't believe what the Southern Poverty Law Center says, we are racist, bigots, and full of hate. And I can go on. Hollywood and all these different left-wing groups, CNN. If we don't believe what CNN says, if we don't believe what MSNBC says, all these left-wing organizations, we are Nazis. We are Ku Klux Klans. A black person, the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, it's amazing. You know, if we don't believe all this foolishness, we are bigots, racist, and full of hate. Now, I'm going to approach this in a few different ways. Now, when a married couple prepare for sex, there's a word they use called oral sex. It's not oral sex. It's oral stimulation. Whether it's a male doing it to a female or a female doing it to a male. You know what I'm talking about. It's not oral sex. It's oral stimulation. Sex is a male sexual organ getting involved with a female sexual organ. That's sex. Now I'm going to get to the two men part later. And the two women part later. They're not having sex. There is no such thing as anal sex. A male penis is a sexual organ. And anus, aka rectum, is not a sexual organ. There are only two sexual organs. The male sexual organ and the female sexual organ. But I need to talk about something else before I get back to that. You ever heard of sex robots? People, it is a big thing now. People, certain companies are inventing female-looking type AIs or whatever you call it for sex. And these robots or whatever you call them look almost human, but they are built for a man to put his penis in her sexual part. Now, it used to be, well, it's not a sexual part, but it used to be these rubber dolls. It's way past that now. These robots are they have all kind of part things in them that can talk to the man, and the whatever it is they covered up with feels almost human. But the issue is these men are buying and paying for these female so-called sex robots. These things cost up to $10,000, people. $10,000 and up. And when a man puts his penis into that robot, but what I've discovered in my research, they don't really too much care for females no more. Now, is this man really having sex? No, he's not. Even though it looks like a female and the body part looks like a female and he enters his sexual organ into this orifice, it is not a vagina. It's an artificial construct. In a sense, he's actually masturbating. Sexual intercourse is sexual contact between individuals involving penetration, especially the insertion of a man's erect penis into a woman's vagina, typically culminating in orgasm and the ejaculation of semen. That's sexual intercourse. But a lot of men are buying these so-called sex robots and using them. They don't, many of them, from what I read and research, after they buy one and use it, they don't even want a female no more. That is truly sad, people. It is sad. Now, can two women have sex? Nope. Two vaginas can't have sex. And that strap-on they use, you know what I'm talking about, strap-on, strap-off, that artificial male penis that they use. I've seen I was watching a movie about that one time on Netflix. I just happened to see it. I was looking at it thinking, there's two women on top of one another. I'm thinking, what in the world? Is this a dude doing it? But she looked like a woman. I can't remember the movie because you know how it is. You watch certain programs, you don't know what's going to happen. And I see these two women, I'm thinking, she humping this woman just like a man. Then she gets off of her and she unstraps this strap on. Oh, now I understand. Because I can remember way back many years ago, I was watching a show. I don't know what it was, but it was a man and a woman actually having sex. I mean, doggy style. After 9 p.m. on FX. That had to be 5 or 6 years ago. So people are more brazen now. Hollywood is more brazen now. It has gotten ridiculous. But getting back to two women can't have sex. They can't do it. Two vaginas, two sexual organs, same sexual organs can't have sex. That dildo built like a man, they can't have sex. A woman's tongue is not a sexual organ. A man's tongue is not a sexual organ. Getting to the men's now. There are only two sexual organs. Male sexual organ, I just read it to you, the definition of sexual intercourse, and female sexual organs. There is no third sexual organ, people. There is no third. There is no third sexual organ. The word anal sex is not even correct. Your ass is not a sexual organ. I'm sorry, but that's the way I have to say it. No one's anus rectum is a sexual organ. There are only two sexual organs, male sexual organ and female sexual organ. Now, I've said this before. If a woman allows a man to put his penis up her rear end, as far as he is concerned, she is just another man. Because that is the number one way to catch HIV/AIDS. But two male penises can't have sex. It's impossible. And when a male put his penis up to another man's rear end, or even if it's a female, it is not sex. It is anal violation. Because that's where human waste, semi-solid human waste come out of. Yes, you urinate from your penis, but it's urine. There's a vast difference between a rear end where feces come out and a penis which urine comes out. The smell is drastically different. Not only that, the rear end muscle construction is really one muscle layer thick. It is not built for a penis to go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of it. I remember my first prostate examination. And I went to get my prostate exam, and Dr. had me, take out my clothes and whatever else. And he got his gloves on, and he put some stuff on his finger. And he had me to bend over, and he put his finger on my behind. I'm thinking, oh my God, it don't feel right. And after he finished, I said, Doctor, I just want you to know that I'm a virgin. He said, not anymore. I was joking with him. He said, not anymore. But interesting, when he finished that examination, I put my clothes back on, my drawers up and everything, and I went home, I noticed there was a leakage in my underwear. So I took my underwear off, and I noticed there was some liquid in my underwear. Some brown stains mixed with that lube that he had used. Why? And I noticed every time I had an examination, the same thing. Why was that? Because my rear end was not used. It wasn't used to something being inserted into it. Because my rear end was created for stuff to go out of it, not something to go into it. And that was just a finger with some lube on it, a glove finger. Think about what happens when a penis go up a man's rear end. All that ejaculation and sperm and mixed with feces come out. Most people don't know that a lot of homosexuals wear pads and butt plugs. They don't even realize that. I can go further, but I'm going to stop right there. I'm serious, people. There is only one definition of sexual intercourse. A rear end is not a sexual organ. It is not anal sex, it's anal violation. It's anus unnatural. It's anus abomination. It's anal uncleanliness. It's anal filthiness. But it's not correctly called anal sex. Just because a man put his sexual organ up the rear end of another male, that is not sex. That is an abomination. These men putting their penises in these artificial intelligence female robots, that's not sex. That's just masturbation. There are a whole lot of other things that people do, calling it sex. No, it's not. Sex is between a male sexual organ and a female sexual organ. People need to wake up and think, because the world is brainwashing people to be stupid and act stupid. and to do unnatural things contrary to how God created them to be. God bless.